Welcome to Brushes and Blades, your go-to resource for all things miniature painting and D&D related. Today I want to talk to you about making your own painting handle. Much cheaper option than buying something from like Citadel or something like that, or any other third parties. All I did was I bought a dowel rod, cut it to the length of my hand. That's nice and comfortable. It is quite long because I am actually very tall, so I needed something a little bit bigger to grab onto the most standard handles. A little bonus on here is that I magnetized the handle and the base itself, so when it is connected, it can just spin simply by spinning with my thumb. And if I want to swap it out with other things, what's another big bonus is that I also paint Warhammer, so I always magnetize my bases. So I just simply stick it on there and paint and get it all any other angles, and I don't ever really have to worry about it falling off. What's another great thing about it is that when I'm painting, it just gives you a better positioning than trying to just hold on to a mini by itself. You're sitting here trying to paint it, and it's all just you're just got this uncomfortable pinch because generally our minis are very small. So this gives me something much larger to hold on to, and I can simply paint where I want and spin and do what I need. The magnets that I did this with, I just bought off of Amazon. I can't really tell you any particular brand or anything like that. So more about the construction. Like I said, it was just a dowel rod that I cut a little piece off of. How I got the magnet nice and flush in here is I just drilled a hole into it and then put a drywall screw into it at the appropriate depth that would give it nice and flush. Kind of the same thing here. I did it where it was nice and flush. You'll also notice I have these drill holes in here. So what you'll notice a lot of times is when you're trying to make something like this is that the putty isn't really sticking to it. You can score up the wood or score up whatever you're making it out of. So what I did is I drilled these holes in there, so it's actually some putty like squished in there, so it gives it a little bit more bite to hold on to. On the bottom, I just the cell phone pop that I put on the bottom to give it a little bit more of a wider base. I was thinking about doing like a mini base, which wouldn't have been too terrible of an idea. It would have got me probably the same thing, but I don't just buy these willy-nilly, so I always just use the ones that come with the mini itself. If this is too much, or you don't need all this, or you don't have like a big hand issue like I do, my very first painting handle that I ever made literally cost me a bottle of champagne and a quarter. Um, so this is just a champagne cork. The reason I chose it over like a standard wine cork or anything like that, it's a much larger topper, and I kind of did the same thing. I marred it all up with my hobby knife, stuck a bunch, an excessive amounts of poster putty on it, and then super glued a quarter to the bottom of it just to give it a little extra weight. And it gives it a flat surface to sit on. It wasn't too terrible. Let me grab another mini here. It wasn't too horrible. Just kind of to hold in like one finger. And you can kind of get the same thing, same effect of whatever you're trying to do. You can get right up in there. You're just using your hand as support. But as I evolved, that was still like really small for my hand. So I really do like this. And again, the little bonus feature and being able to spin it and being able to rest my hand against my hand as I'm painting. And then the option, you can make multiple of these. So if you're like painting like a whole army, or you're painting multiple minis in the same color scheme, you just make however many of this poster putty slash magnet slash little sliver of dowel, and you just boom, 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 and you can keep putting them on there. And the same thing goes with the Warhammer. You just clip it on there, you paint, 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 pop it off, paint, and put the next one on, and you're good to go. It's great. I can't recommend it anymore. You don't have to go as far as I did. I did like sand it down because I didn't want any splinters, adding like the little thing on the bottom. What I was thinking about doing was, instead of doing this, is like drilling at the bottom and then adding a bunch of washers just to give it a heavier base. If I was to upgrade this and do another one from start to finish, that's probably what I would do. Just something heavy at the bottom to keep it more stable, but at the same time I do really like how light it is, and I'm not getting fatigued by just holding this up for hours as I'm painting. So that is going to be it for today's video. I really appreciate you watching this video with me, and if you did like this or you do make this, please post so in the comments and tag me in any social media if you end up making a dowel just like this. Thank you for watching, and have a great and awesome day.